Hello, welcome. We are here at MTAC Dueling Dragons, and I am happy to be joined by SungWon Cho. SungWon, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. Stuff I usually like to at the start of the interview, just ask, what's some things that you've been working on lately that you're able to share with us?
Yeah, right now I'm working on Delicious in Dungeon. It's on Netflix, and it's a great show. I play Senshi in that. Yeah, that's one of the big ones I'm on right now.
That he is such a fun character, and that is a tremendous show. Really been enjoying you in that.
Nice.
So let me ask, what made you take an interest in acting?
For me, my friend, back when I was in high school, a friend of mine would write radio plays, and so he would cast all of his friends to do the voices, and I was one of them. And it was through that where I really discovered how much I enjoyed acting.
That's fantastic. I think we all kind of have that friend at some point in our lives, you know, that someone who's just really creative. And I think it's great that you're able to pick up that love of acting from interacting in that way. I think that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Who would you say has had the biggest impact on your career?
Oh, biggest impact on my career. I guess it would be all the voice actors I listened to when I was a kid. You know, you have your Corey Burton, your Jeff Bennett, your Jennifer Hale, you know, all these actors who you grew up hearing on Saturday morning cartoons. I would say they were definitely a big influence on me wanting to do this career. So I would say them for sure.
I think that's hugely relatable too, because I think a lot of us, you know, especially here at an AnimeCon,
right?
You know, we have those voices, those characters that we connect with, and you know, because the characters are fictional. I guess kind of the next best thing is kind of connecting with those actors and those voices.
Sure.
And that, I know for me, like that's why being privileged enough to do these interviews with folks like yourself is really special, because you get to make those human connections and just find out about the individual, as opposed to just, you know, listening to the voices and the characters and all that.
Right, right.
As an actor, what do you think is the biggest challenge for you?
I guess the biggest challenge is just I think maintaining an acting career is a challenge for any of us, because you just have to keep, you know, auditioning and booking if you're lucky. And so I think it's a mix of, you know, just keeping the momentum going, and also just being able to, you know, deal with rejection or missing out on things. You know, I think it's important to keep your mental health, you know, keep your mind healthy, and just, you know, try to not let things get you down. And just maintaining the career really is the hardest part.
Yeah, I'm always interested to know how people, you know, how actors keep themselves motivated, because it is such a competitive field. And even if you're successful, you know, you're still getting one role for every, I don't know, 10, 20, 50, 100 auditions that you send out into the world. And it's got to be draining, like you said. It's got to be imperative that you take care of your mental health like that.
Yeah, I always tell people, you know, just really, if you manage to book something, you know, really appreciate, you know, or, you know, enjoy your successes. Like, don't just, you know, be like, oh, I missed out on that thing. You know, be proud of what you've achieved. And, you know, I also tell people to have a good life balance outside of work, and make sure you're fulfilled outside of your career. Because I think relying too much on your career to be happy is very unhealthy. So I always encourage people to have a good life balance overall.
I think that's good advice, just in general, you know, especially when it comes to acting, but also just in general, because it's very easy in life for us to get down on ourselves. You know, we don't meet whatever sort of arbitrary goals that we have for ourselves, and you know, it can be easy to lose focus of the things that we have achieved. And I think that's an excellent point that you make. What are some of your interests outside of acting?
I'm a big board gamer. I play a lot of board games. Let's see. You said outside of acting?
Yeah.
I mean, I watch anime. I'll do escape rooms here and there. I love trying different restaurants. I'm pretty active outside of my work. Just doing. I have all these hobbies I'm pursuing. Board game is probably the biggest one, though.
Favorite board game?
Marvel Legendary.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've been collecting sets for Marvel Champions, which is
nice.
different game.
I've played that, yeah.
I think of that one more closer to. Have you played Sentinels of the Multiverse?
I have, yes.
Yeah, that one came first. That one's been a big favorite of mine.
Nice.
Lords of Waterdeep.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you guys are big Baldur's Gate fans and you want to still play around in that world in a board game, Lords of Waterdeep, you can certainly do worse than that. Our sometimes co-host and always friend Dylan, he helps over in Analog Gaming, and he's also just a huge board game fan. And
nice.
Before we moved to the apartment we lived in now, he had a much larger collection of board games and had to pare some of that off a couple of years ago, but he still has a fairly formidable collection.
Nice.
And, we've been fortunate enough to play a lot of games because of that. So one question that I received from someone that I've been asking is, what's something that you love to talk about, but you're convinced everyone else is tired of hearing you talk about it?
Probably board games, for those who are not as into board games as me. Me telling people to watch Chiayo Furu, my favorite anime. I'm sure they're tired of hearing me talk about that. I probably those two come to mind.
Excellent choices.
Yeah.
Excellent choices. Chiayo Furu, I think, is available through Sentai.
I think it's on Crunchyroll. I mean, yeah, for purchase, I believe it's Sentai,
Yeah.
and then it's
For
streaming on Crunchyroll, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have those options if you're one of those folks that's like, oh yeah, we need to get back to collecting physical media. That's how you do it. But also there's nothing wrong with watching anime on Crunchyroll whatsoever.
Sure.
I appreciate your time. This has been a lot of fun. Thanks for letting us get to know you a little bit. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. It's going to be back at MTAC, and I'm having a great time.
Thanks for listening to yet another production of the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome. You can find us online at awesomecast.com, OSMcast.com, or, wherever you find your podcast, just search for OSMcast. You can also find us on the social medias, OSMcast at Twitter or on Facebook. Of course, you can also find our wonderful interview guru, the greatest living interviewer, John Robbins, at J5 is Live. Or perhaps you'd like to follow our amazing editor, Anna, at Angel Darkfire, or just me at It's Basil Time on Twitter. Our theme song is produced by DJ Inabito, and you can find him online at djinabito.com. And once again, thanks for listening to the OSMcast. We appreciate you.